never you go in there, Master Source Hunters. City's full of undead, hungry enough for blood. But you're supposed to investigate that murder, ain't you? They say it's Source that did the councilor in.
Take the stone to the temple. These whelps will be easy to crush.
As you say, Madam Conduit.
And things are about to get interesting here. Oh, we've got a black cultist. He's in league with the orcs, by the looks of things.
That rat-faced shaman of theirs even went to the trouble of launching a fireball at a ship in the harbour to the west of here. That ship needs attention, and fast, or she's as good as sunk. Got any special Source Hunter tricks to make a blue sky turn to a rain cloud?
Alright, so we've found out, we've discovered there are humans fighting alongside the orcs. And we want to know what that's all about. We've also discovered that there is a ship that's been set on fire in the harbour in Cyceal. So we're going to see if we can find a way to put that out. Now, if I remember correctly, we should be able to pick up a rain scroll. So I don't have any air spells myself. But if we can find a rain scroll, we should be able to help out with that ship. Alright, let's continue on to Cyceal. So here we go. Oh, dang it, I should have switched out. Or can I still? I can still. Okay.
What's all this ruckus? Sounded worse than a dozen tomcats fighting over the world's last mackerel. Ah, but I see we've suffered another orc landing. And judging by the relative ease with which it was dispatched, I can only come to one conclusion. Source hunters have arrived in Cyceal. You're as welcome as a glass of cooled milk on a hot day, my friend. I'm Ahu, at your service. It was I who requested your presence in this troubled city.
I was summoned here by a cat.
So you were, and so you weren't. Behold, there we are. Meet my other half, Hunter. Ha ha! No need to look so flabbergasted. I may be a wizard rife with tricks and guile, but I assure you my plea is an earnest one. So, now that the cat is out of the bag, let us turn to the matter of Councillor Jake's murder.
Please tell me more about the murder.
It's hard to put my finger on it, but I can feel in my very whiskers that sorcery was at play. Visit the scene of the crime, and I'd bet sardines for salad you'll say the same. Captain Aureus, though, the local commander of the Legion, insists I'm seeing ghosts. I insist he's blind to all but the undead.
Where can I find the scene of the crime?
Jake was murdered in a downstairs room of the King Crab Inn, up in Cyceal proper. The Legion keeps it under lock and key, though, so you'll need Aureus's permission should you want to have a peek.
A councillor has been murdered, so I assume there are some suspects.
So there are. Or rather, there is. Popular opinion has it his wife did the deed. But to be frank, I have my doubts. She seems a likely candidate, to be sure, but that would make her a sorceress. Esmeralda knows how to charm, yes, but I just don't see her magic extend beyond a frolicsome look and wink. Still, don't simply take my word for it, Hunter. It may be well worth your while to cross-examine her yourself. The Legion has her under guard in her shop near the town square. That's where you'll find poor Jake's widow.
Is there anything else we can discuss? It may interest you to know that the orcs we took care of were led by a human.
A human, you say? Truly? But that would be like a kitten leading a wolf pack. And yet, I have heard rumors about a sect of sorts. A shadowy set of worshippers that associate even with orcs. Some say they're sorcerers, but people will say that about anyone who behaves a bit strangely nowadays. I don't quite know what to make of this news, but thank you for informing me. It'd be foolish to dismiss such a curious event out of hand.
What exactly is the trouble you're having with the undead?
Ah, the undead. They've been clawing their way out of the ground for 2 years now. And for 2 years the stalemate between them and the living has been dragging on at a weary pace indeed.
From what I've heard and seen, this isn't the first time you've had problems with marauding orcs.
Unfortunately, that is absolutely correct. The orc siege is yet another hairball stuck in this city's already choking throat, and it shows no signs of abating. We've cordoned off the western beach where most orc activity has been reported. For the 9 lives of me, I can't seem to figure what they're doing here. There's nothing of interest along the waterfront, except for a set of caves with an unfavorable reputation. Maybe they're after some pirate's treasure, the fools.
I'll take my leave.
I'm glad we've met, Source Hunter, and I'm certain we have a lot more to talk about. Feel free to visit me whenever you want. I've set up a workshop in the Legion's headquarters. Once you're there, just take the stairs, but do pay a visit to Aureus first. He may bark like a beagle with its tail stuck in the door, but you won't get very far in your investigation without speaking to the de facto leader of Cyceal. And with that, I bid you adieu, Hunter. Adieu and good luck. May your enemies prove to be mere mice, and you the dauntless mouser.
Undead, orcs. Looks
Awesome.
like we have our work
So-
cut out for us.
We have
At
learned
least we
some
won't be
things.
bored. How about we go see that Aureus chap Arhu mentioned?
We've learned some things. We have to see Aureus at some point, who's the leader of Cyceal, to get his permission to conduct our investigation. And we've learned that the town is being plagued by undead. Now we haven't found... I was looking to see if we'd picked up a rain scroll, because I know on the first time I played this game, I did find a rain scroll before we got to this point, but I must have missed it. So I'm afraid we're probably not going to be able to save this burning ship, unless it's in here somewhere. Oh, well, the ship is already burned, because I stood around at the entrance, and I guess that just keeps burning regardless of whether you're here or not. So the ship's burned. That's too bad, but probably nothing we could have done anyway, because we don't have a rain spell. Oops. So I'm going to go around and talk to some people
Our
here.
home, our livelihood, all sunk in a matter of minutes while we could do nothing but look on.
About finding work.
With our ship gone, nothing for it but to get a job. Slim pickings around here, that's for sure. Maybe you can keep an eye out, though.
Okay.
Really? The greatest warriors in Rivellon can't cross a road.
I was just thinking the same thing, Scarlet. That chest taunts me. Ooh, looks like we've got some cows here, and I have the pet perks pet. Yeah.
2 feet approaching me, and here you are. My powers astound even me.
Tell me a little about yourself.
I'm Bull, the leading clairvoyant in Cyceal. The 2 feets never bother to ask, but I see all that is and is to be.
Can you tell me my fortune?
Of course, most winsome 2 feet. Of course. What would you like to know?
Ooh, question. What are we going to ask? Will I be lucky in love?
Well, that depends, 2 feet. That depends. I see that love has caused you to falter in the past. Yes, falter dearly. You must reconcile your mistakes before you will find true love.
Will I be wealthy?
Why, yes, most wealthy indeed. But you must be vigilant, 2 feet, for I see that your wealth will come by bloody means.
How will I die?
Death. Ever the most difficult topic to foretell. I see. Oh dear. No. No. Your reading is over. Do you hear? Over.
Okay then.
Well, tuck my tail and call me Bessie. A 2 feet addressing me directly? Huh. I thought I'd never see the day. Don't know what you said to upset Bull, but don't worry about it too much. Being in tune with the flow of time takes a lot out of him.
Alright, here we are in Cyceal. I'm sure there's plenty of places that we need to get around and discover. So there's the scene of the crime up there. Esmeralda, who's the suspect, the widow. Captain Aureus, and the Legion headquarters. So we should probably go and see Captain Aureus first.
Say, no one's around. You wouldn't raise a fuss if I, borrowed one of these fish, would you?
Borrow, indeed. I'll sooner meet a cat wizard than see that merchant repaid.
Come now, I'll be good for it, I swear!
Are you in the habit of stealing?
I never would have dreamt of resorting to petty theft during better times, but what choice have I got now? If it's steal or starve, I'll choose steal.
This is... Now tell me about yourself.
Oh, my story's tired by now. I was happy enough, prosperous enough, before these lean times around Cyceal began. Still, that doesn't waive a man's need to eat, you know.
This is going to be interesting.
So what do you think? Should I snag a fish?
That merchant has to eat too, you know. Leave the fish alone.
Yes, you know what they say about giving a man a fish. This man should learn to stand on his own 2 feet.
I suppose you've got a point. Another day, another rumbling belly. Mortal's never fed a hungry man, you know.
Oh, hello, love. Nice day for a little stroll around the market, isn't it?
What are ye staring at?
Do you have work for a trio of sailors? This might be for the sailors that were down on the...
Some poor chaps lost their ship and want some work. Just send them to me. And tell them there's a bit of coin and a lot of rum coming their way if they don't mind a bit of honest labour.
Awesome. So it looks like we found work. Oh, chicken. Let me...
Those dark-robed nuts really ruffle my feathers, sneaking around here at all hours of the night.
Oh, okay. So there are dark-robed people sneaking around town at
Quiet day on the
night.
market, it seems.
Now, we've run into the dark robes. They were the ones who took the bloodstone from the crypt, and there was one of them alongside the orcs that invaded. And now we find out they're sneaking around in Cyceal at night as well.
Ah, hello, proportionate one. Oh, I can see from the symmetry in your face that you are a great fan of the fine arts, no?
Tell me about yourself.
I'm a painter by trade, as you can see, but a cartographer at heart. You might think there isn't enough work for one of my talents in a downtrodden city like Cyceal, and you'd be quite right. I travel around Andervale, mastering my craft and finding new subjects to add to my litany of lovely portraits and complex maps, like this rooster I'm working on now, and the landscape that surrounds him.
Let's see what the rooster has to say.
Don't talk to me. You're making me lose the focus.
Oh, the accent makes it. What are you doing here?
Can't you see I'm busy modeling? Obviously, someone's plumage isn't magnificent enough to inspire genius. All those naysayers in the past. See what I've become. Hundreds of years from now, people will wonder, who is that cock? It must have been a grand cook. Fine spy.
Okay, that talking to animals ability just paid for itself. If I find no other animals to talk to the entire game, it was still worth it. A curious situation you've got here. Is the woman in this cage under arrest?
She may have the look of a woman if you squint hard enough, but she's no more than a wild animal.
I am in command of this town, not Mayor Cyceal, not Ahu, and definitely not some hotshot source hunter. So investigate Jake's death if you feel so inclined, but report back to me the moment you discover something out of the ordinary.
Alright, we have found ourselves a graveyard. And without any hesitation at all, I'm going to start digging. Oh dear, oh dear.